his home nation, a multiple mixed martial arts champion in Canada, a middleweight matchup against Jorge Rivera now. We should note that 23-year-old David Loiseau, when he originally weighed in yesterday, was 4 pounds over. He has made the required weight of 185 or below. He is much younger than his opponent, Jorge Rivera, the Canadian against the American, in a battle of middleweight competitors. Larry Landless, our referee. The debut for Rivera, the second matchup for Loiseau. And we are set. Rivera, Loiseau, ready to rock and roll.
Let's see, here it goes. Loiseau didn't like standing with Weir, and he took him to the ground. Let's see if he likes it with Rivera.
Well, both do like the stand-up, although, as you pointed out, he didn't like it the last time.
Well, he's a very smart fighter. If he doesn't think he's getting the best of it, he can move on all levels. He can take a guy down, or he can stand up with him.
Be fun to see him go toe-to-toe, and that is a big possibility. Rivera comes quickly.
See, there you see it. He's like we said before, he's a true mixed martial artist, and he's a smart fighter.
Loiseau, a huge fan of Roy Jones Jr. Likes to emulate his striking, but obviously he's got the well-versed game of a mixed martial artist.
Nice knee inside by Loiseau. And again, oh, right to the cup.
Middleweights 185 and below. Good shot to the solar plex.
Yeah, Rivera's an excellent puncher. Let's see who gets the best of this. Oh, just missed with a big right hand by Loiseau.
As an amateur, Rivera actually beat Tim Sylvia in a mixed martial arts competition. That was as an amateur. Now he's trying to add on to his 6 pro fights and his 6-1 MMA record.
How did those guys ever wind up fighting?
That's an excellent question.
That's like UFC 1.
Whoever comes in, let's lock the gate and go. Oh, how this sport has evolved since that point.
Yeah, because he's not even that big at 185, and Tim Sylvia is a huge 265-pound guy.
And he was probably more than that then.
Don't grab the shorts. Don't grab
You'll see Tim Sylvia later tonight defending his UFC heavyweight title against Gan McGee.
Let's go, guys.
First defense for Tim Sylvia. Highlighted matchup, light heavyweight. Title fight between Tito Ortiz and Randy Couture. Still great fights ahead.
Loiseau keeps trying to get double underhooks. Rivera wisely avoids it. Oh, nice inside tie clinch. And nice right hand, too. Good dirty boxing by Loiseau.
And Rivera fights right back. We could see the slugfest that we want. The Crow Loiseau.
You can tell right off the bat that Rivera's a seasoned striker.
Former construction worker, Laborers Local 609, Framingham, Massachusetts. Man's worked hard his entire life. And Rivera normally competed at 205, so he's come down for this fight as well. Loiseau had to come down to make weight, basically.
Nice right hand by Loiseau inside, a nice elbow also.
That's that clinch. That's that Randy Couture dirty boxing.
Absolutely.
Matt Lindland.
Jens Pulver's a big fan of that as well. Loiseau got rocked there with that a little bit. Oh, he
and
smiled.
now he's got a smile on his face.
Try to throw him off, which almost always means he got hurt. If someone's bleeding, there's a little bit of blood on Rivera's back.
Might be on the back of the head of Jorge Rivera. Yep, it is. It's on the head of Jorge Rivera, and Larry Landless is going to have Leon Tabbs take a look at that cut.
That's a weird place for a cut.
It sure is. And obviously anything in the head area, especially with the blood pumping, you're going to gush a little bit.
Oh, wow, look at it.
Yep. It's a gash on the left side. There it is.
Whoa. That is a weird cut. Probably from one of those inside elbows. Loiseau landed a couple really good inside elbows.
Switch corners.
And that's the effect of it right there.
They're going to switch corners. The doctors have said everything's fine and keep her going on. Clock stops here in round 1.
Let's rock and roll. Let's go.
That cut's still bleeding.
Yep, and it's going to from that area.
Absolutely. The forehead is one of the worst places. Anywhere in the top of your head, bleed a lot.
How about that gash Marvin Eastman took? Oh,
that was the worst I've ever seen.
No question. Rivera, though, no hesitation.
Loiseau again with those, he ties them up. Throws those inside right hands and elbows.
Ducks under and then gets the underhooks and then tries to dirty box a bit.
Nice body shots inside by Rivera. This is a very unusual fight. These guys are basically operating from the clinch and just blasting each other. You really see that too much in the UFC. Knees and elbows and punches, all from the clinch.
Loiseau stated before this matchup, last time he felt he fought good. Thought he was very, very good against Mark Weir. This time he expects to fight great.
Come on, you're
A
turning
lot
your
of
head,
credit to
turn
Jorge
your head.
Rivera and his striking ability. Jorge, the current US MMA and hook and shoot light heavyweight champion. Worked
Again
his
with
way
that
through the
right
ranks.
elbow. He's just got a nasty right elbow inside. Very effective. Obviously from the cut, you can tell it's doing some damage.
Get a good look at it from that camera angle. Under a minute remains in round one. This fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
I like how he does that. He gets inside, he palms the back of Rivera's head, and then slides over with an elbow.
As decorated a champion as there is in Canada, the UCC now called TKO. Loiseau with a win over Tony Fricklin out of the Militich camp in his mixed martial arts career.
By the same way, as a matter of fact, by elbows that caused a nasty cut. You've seen the pictures on the internet. Fricklin was bleeding like he was in a horror movie.
10 seconds.
10 seconds remains in round number one.
Goes on the leg.
Loiseau's got double underhooks. Looks like he's trying to take Rivera down as the bell rings.
Good first round. That one's going to be tough to call. Both through. Both connected. Both did some damage.
Absolutely. I give an edge to Loiseau, though. I think he did a little more damage and, again, very effective with that clinch and those elbows inside. Let's take a look at those in the replay. Boom. There's another one. See that elbow? Oh, down. Very nice. Notice how he points his hand down, so the point of the elbow is what's making contact. And that's what's going to cut you.
You're killing him. You're killing him. Take your time to do what you're doing. Just be careful on the brakes. Are these affecting you at all with the body? Perfect. Let's plug him up, man.
You see the cut man applying some ointment to those cuts, trying to stop the bleeding.
Ready out, let's
Smaller
go.
one on the top, but we saw the one on the side of the head.
And that's both on the same side where Loiseau's been landing those effective elbows.
Very confident corner of David Loiseau. You heard with the French accent. His cornerman talking about that he's controlled the matchup so far, and he has.
You ready? You ready? Let's rock and roll. Let's go.
Set for the second round. What a great show of respect in this sport. You get inside the octagon and you got guts, plain and simple.
Yeah, Rivera's got to avoid the clinch. He's got to avoid the clinch and try to box and kick on the outside. There he goes. Nice leg kick.
Seemed like every time he went for the right, Loiseau ducked under it, Joe, and then he was able to get that clinch and work the dirty boxing.
Well, you know what? They fought the first round in the clinch, and now, whoa, nice right hand by Loiseau. Right as I was going to say, they were probably going to fight the second one from the outside. They clinch up again. Nice knees to the legs.
Both are trying to do the same thing. No sign of the ground game here, is there?
No, these guys want to stand. Punishing each other's legs inside like that.
Don't forget your website of choice, UFC.tv. Great UFC programming in October. Log on for the latest and the greatest networks and times. A bunch of new DVDs are out and available with exclusive behind-the-scenes looks at the fighters and the fights at UFC.tv. Check it out now.
Loiseau just landed another one of those elbows and stepped outside.
.335 remains in round number two.
Another elbow. You see, he throws it like a punch. He wings that thing in. Very common there. You see Loiseau sees everything.
Yep.
Jorge's throwing all those shots. Loiseau just covering up and moving away from him. Very composed champion.
Now, this is certainly a huge opportunity for Loiseau to continue to show his skills south of his border.
Absolutely, like you said before, TKO, formerly the UCC champion, wants to become the UFC middleweight champion.
Now, the definition of a fight is a conflict of two wills. And these guys are willing it out right now.
Another elbow.
A construction worker trying to build himself a little mixed martial arts career.
Jorge's got to do something to stop that right elbow of David Loiseau's, or he's going to get cut open even worse. That's Loiseau's famous for it. He throws it with speed like a punch. A lot of guys don't do that. They throw it, they're not that comfortable with the elbow, and it's more of like a plodding, pushing motion. You see him, it whips. it whips and his hand is pointed down, so the point of his elbow is what makes contact. And a lot of times it looks like he misses the punch, but he's missing it on purpose to actually land the elbow. Good tie clinch by Loiseau.
And the key to that knee is having those hands, as you said, clinched on the back of the neck. You pull and you push at the same time, and bam.
Little
Good
short
body
shots.
shots, yeah, Byron. And there's that elbow again, exactly what you spoke of, Joe.
Rivera can take it, though. He just bounces off his head.
Good forward motion by Jorge Rivera that time.
Loiseau's blocking all those shots, though. Jorge's throwing a lot of shots, but Loiseau's not getting hurt by those.
Under 90 seconds remains in round 2. The pace has slowed a bit.
They're expending a lot of energy pushing against each other constantly like this in the clinch. It's going to be hard to keep this pace.
The elbows have landed, though, and landed consistently.
This is just constant strain and resistance when they're tying up like this. They're constantly trying to get a better position and push. This expends a lot of energy. Another elbow.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Pace is definitely slowed down here.
Well, there's control, and that is owned by David Loiseau.
See, again, he throws that, whips that elbow.
Showing him no frontal. Now he's set. And they're in the middle of the ring. Rivera continues to try to come.
Nice body shot by
Loiseau
Rivera.
keeping his head protected, and Rivera noticed and adjusted and got a good shot in, as you mentioned. A couple of uppercuts. And across the top of the defense. See if Rivera can make a statement to the judges here at the end of this second round.
Good knee inside by Loiseau. Loiseau looks a little bit tired, though. It looks like Rivera's coming on here. Right when I say that, Loiseau comes on.
And we have completed 2 of the 3 scheduled rounds.
Some blood coming out of the nose of David Loiseau.
Star-studded evening here at the Mandalay Bay Event Center. That man's a superstar. Fernando Vargas. Wonder what he thinks of these boys' striking skills.
He loves the UFC. He's a big fan. I actually flew back. I was sitting right in front of him the Miami fight. We talked about the UFC for about an hour and a half. Real cool guy.
What did he think most of it?
He just loves it. Just loves it. You know, there's so many fighters that love the UFC. A lot of these boxers, they really respect these guys' martial arts. Look at this cuts. There's 2 nasty openings on top of Rivera's head. And you know what? If he keeps taking those elbows, he's going to get another one. I was saying before, all these boxers, they totally respect the mixed martial artists now.
Here's the shark, Jerry Tarkanian, longtime head basketball coach of the Running Rebels of UNLV. Won a national championship with Larry Johnson and the boys right down the street at the Thomas and Mack Center. He's a local hero.
It's last round. It's last round. Move back. Move back. Are you ready?
Celebrity Jam tonight here at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. The sights are spectacular.
5 minutes, George.
4:45 remains here. Just underway in round 3. And now Rivera still pressing the action forward. He's starting to catch Loiseau.
Loiseau's backing up straight, which is a no-no in boxing. When you're backing up straight, all the guy has to do is time how far you're moving back. He's got to have some side movement there. Rivera's an excellent striker.
Loiseau hasn't attempted to take Rivera down at all.
Look at those. Good body shots by Rivera. And if Loiseau's tired, those are going to make him even more tired. Ugh.
Good fighting spirit here by Rivera. He's starting to break down Loiseau a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Loiseau's tiring.
Now, I wonder if that's the effect of being 4 pounds over, having to cut the weight to make the weight. That will work on the body.
Absolutely. It definitely doesn't help. When you dehydrate yourself, without a doubt, you lose some stamina. And Loiseau was really big. He weighed in at 189, which is 4 pounds over the limit. So you know he was way higher than that before he started cutting. A lot of these guys are 10, 15 pounds over the weight. They cut down in order to be the biggest they could possibly be at that weight class, but that can work against you. We've seen it many times in the past. As a matter of fact, Dennis Hallman, when he fought Jens Pulver at 155 pounds, was basically couldn't do anything.
Right.
Because he had lost so much weight that he just literally had no energy. Ken Shamrock also felt when he cut down to 205 to fight Tito Ortiz that was a mistake and it drained him. It's a very tricky business. Tito Ortiz has that down to a science. You're going to see later on tonight when they were standing at the weigh-ins, Tito and Randy together. Randy Couture was the heavyweight champion. Moved down to 205 pounds. Tito still is way bigger than him. Tito's an enormous 205-pound guy.
He usually fights at around 218 to 220.
He's just a scientist at cutting weight perfectly. Weighs in 205 pounds on the nugget, steps off, drinks a couple gallons of Gatorade, eats some food, and he's back to full weight.
Now we will look forward to that matchup still tonight.
Good shots by Loiseau inside.
Final round nearly halfway to completed. 2 minutes and 37 seconds remains in the fight. Loiseau and Rivera. And Loiseau does seem like, look at him shaking the arms out, Joe.
Yeah, he missed
He
that
doesn't
one
have
pretty
that
badly.
snap. He doesn't have that snap.
Like I said before, that inside type. Nice shots by Rivera.
Yeah,
Rivera's
Rivera
coming
does.
on here.
He sure is. Rivera still has the snap. And he seems to have much more energy than David Loiseau.
Nice knee to the body. That's the same side of the body that's been punished by those punches. Loiseau looks hurt.
There's nothing worse than fatigue when you are inside the octagon.
That first round was a battle of attrition. Those guys pulling and pushing on each other, trying to get position in the clinch. That's a lot of energy they're expending, and it looks like Loiseau is coming out of the bottom now. Good uppercut.
And another one.
rocked.
He's
He's
connecting.
going down.
Continuing to connect. Rivera taking it to Loiseau. Jorge Rivera.
Wow, Loiseau's tough. I thought he was going down there. He's a little wobbly, though. Damn.
And Jorge Rivera sniffs it. He smells it. He knows victory could be imminent. Let's see if he comes hard again. Loiseau will wait and try to time for the counter.
I don't know if Loiseau even has enough energy to take him down at this point. Doesn't look like he wants to clinch anymore.
His nose is bleeding. Blood out of the left side of the nose of David Loiseau.
They're both taking a little breather here, siding each other up.
Loiseau ducks through it.
Nice knee inside by Rivera. He keeps punishing Loiseau's body, and that's going to make him even tireder.
Rivera threw a lot of punches there, and now he seems to have slowed.
Absolutely.
And he had him. He had him right near the brink.
He had him, but he probably was aware that he was gassing himself out, and he wanted to be able to explode. It's a calculated thing when you're in there. They have to figure out how much energy do I explode. Do I keep exploding and die myself and gas myself out and then take a chance that Loiseau's going to come back and I'm not going to have enough energy to defend? So it's constantly a calculation while they're in there. Ooh, nice right hand.
Right into where he was cut in the first round early in the fight. This is going to be very, very close on the judges' scorecards.
Absolutely. I have Rivera winning this round for sure, though.
Loiseau was dominant in the first. The second was extremely close. 15 seconds remains. Rivera trying to finish with a flurry. Loiseau closing in. Rivera combination, and down goes David Loiseau. And that in itself may very well have won Jorge Rivera the fight.
Loiseau got up and he is really rocked. He's really wobbly.
Let's get the decision. The judges' cards have been handed to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Nelson Hamilton scores the bout 29-28. Judge Cecil People scores the bout 29-27. And Judge Tony Weeks scores the bout 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, El Conquistador, Jorge Rivera.
Coming up.